My name is Oscar Greene, and thank you for coming. Williamstown, one of the things is, Williamstown, there were 3,000 people living in 43 square miles. There were very, very few of our race. In fact, there was a feeling if we met each other on the street, we didn't speak. Because the other race would have more respect for us. So when I left Williamstown, I went to an all-black college. What a culture shock. 1941. I got an application to teach in East St. Louis. I got off the train and I said, this might be a southern town, so I better learn the rules right quick. So I asked this colored fellow about seating on the bus. He said, don't worry about that, young man. Sit any place you want, but don't try to eat in any white restaurants. 1944, trained for infantry in Alabama. I was in the last campaign in the Philippines. At that time, you had two armies, one white, one black. They hadn't seen, when they went through and selected the name, all they had were names. And when I showed up, it was for a white outfit. When I got there, I was the wrong color. In 1946, I did get a good job at General Electric in Everett. I was a machine operator. In 1960, I got into the test division. And there I was working with engineers. First of all, they were a little surprised that I wasn't ignorant. They were doubly surprised I'd been to school, even though I didn't tell them. It was either 63 or 64. I was working on aircraft, and one person there noticed my interest. I got a call, went over to the office, and he was working on a Project Gemini, and so he wanted to hire me. One building devoted to one portion of the space program, the fuel control. There was no other way that you could light the spacecraft except with this instrument. And that's what I worked on. I was there, the only black working in that space program. They would come to me and constantly want to talk about the race question when they knew nothing about the race question. And the big feeling was that I wanted too much. I wanted too much. I had nothing to do with it. There's one thing that they did not understand. Yes, there were talks about housing and jobs, which were very important, and so forth. But the thing that was really wanted was respect. I would say most of the pushing of the civil rights came from Martin Luther King. And he made that speech in '63. And shortly after that, you got the accommodations law passed, and you got the voting laws passed. Then all of a sudden they struck down the segregation in the hotels. And of course, the hotel owners and everybody, they were happy. They didn't have to make those decisions, and they made more money. It was nice to be able to go across the country and have a place to sleep and have a place to eat. The thing I wanted to do, and very much, was to make those attitudes impotent so they had no power. They could have the attitude all they wanted, but they had no power to do anything. And this is what we've done pretty well. My name is Oscar Greene.